That way, Miss Melanie can share it with folks that weren't able to join us tonight. By the way, I'm Daniel Head, and this is my wife, Amanda.
Hello.
And we are from Gladewater, Texas. We have been doing Scentsy for right about 5 years, okay? And it hasn't been the easiest journey. Amanda started by herself, and for 4 years worked Scentsy by herself, working a full-time job, raising 2 kids, 3 dogs, and doing everything that and a husband, and doing everything that busy moms do. And I started helping her out last November. So it's at November of 2017. Yeah, I'm almost 1 year. But since we actually started working together, our business has, it has, I don't know what, it's not quadrupled. It's like, I don't know, we went from a team of like 8 people to a team of almost 50 since November. So our sales have increased. Our team members are adding team members. And we have a lot of people that are interested in joining our team. When I get done here today, we're going to meet with a husband and wife who are interested in joining our team. So there's a lot of good things that have happened. And we wanted to kind of share with you guys kind of what we're doing, what's working for us, what's not working for us, and also why you should, as you're out there recruiting, maybe look at couples. You know, instead of just finding a woman to sell, maybe get her and her husband. So we are the directors of Team Be Bold, and we come out of the Be Brave family. Our superstar director is Cassie Shaw. She is from Florida. Her husband is Master Sergeant in the Air Force, so they've kind of been all over the place, Japan, all over the United States. And she has been doing Scentsy for 6 years. Oh, so she's been, our superstar director's only been doing this for about 6 years. So, yeah, so we've been able to learn a lot from her as well. And her husband, he's a busy guy, but he helps her in a lot of ways. And so I learned a lot from him, and then I've kind of learned some of my own things. So just so you know who we are, we're busy people. Amanda works a full-time job in the United States. That's 40 hours a week. She actually works like 50 plus hours a week for the state of Texas. And she works she works for the child support division. So if you come to the United States and you make babies, don't do it in Texas because she's going to take your money. So we also own a barbershop. I have 3 barbers, and we're open for about 46 to 50 hours a week. And that's standing behind a chair, cutting hair. We have 2 beautiful little girls, one 12-year-old and one 4-year-old. They are in school, so they are involved. They are involved in, extracurricular activities and things like that. About 2 years ago, we bought what I hope to be our dream home. And it is a beautiful home. It's got a lot of land, but here in Texas, you got to mow the grass like every 2 weeks, every week. The trees got to be cut. There's just a lot of work. We are busy, busy people. We don't do Scentsy full time yet, but we are definitely getting very close to Amanda being able to invest, 40, 50 hours a week in Scentsy. That's our goal. And so it's really been important for us to be able to learn to work together and to help each other out. And by the way, I don't put this in my training, but sometimes my way of helping her out is just feeding the kids, making sure they got baths if they smell too bad, and getting them into bed. Sometimes, especially back before I jumped into Scentsy, that was about all I offered. I could help her do that. And I have since learned that I could have done so much more, and our business could have been so much better a long time ago. So that's who we are. We, first of all,
Just a little housekeeping here. We are recording this for Melanie to share with whoever. If you guys can, just make sure that you're muted because there is like a background noise somewhere. I don't know who it is. And I also have yet to figure out on my computer how to stop it. So just make sure that. And then if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the chat so that we can answer them. And so Melanie can translate them for us if we need to do that, because we are happy to answer any questions.
All right, so y'all ready to go? Can you nod? You ready, Andy? All right, let's go. So basically, as a couple, we bring different things to the table. All right, I'm a military guy, retired out of the military. I've ran some businesses before, so there's some skills that I bring to the table that Amanda doesn't. But Amanda is, first of all, a woman and a mom, and she's also a manager and has worked in the medical field, in the office setting. So there are a lot of things that she brings to the table that I don't. For example, typing. I'm like 20 words a minute maybe. She's over here like, so a lot of different skills. I wrote those down. She is really good at organization, and I've learned with Scentsy, you have to have some sort of organization. She's really good with administrative work. The typing up labels, the tracking down numbers. She checks our numbers every single day. If you guys aren't doing that and you have teams, you should be doing that. She's really good at sales. She has an established base of customers that look to her. She's really good with product knowledge. And I know you guys have had a lot of new products come out this year, especially in this new catalog. She can tell you everything there is to know about them. Even to a point on some waxes, she can tell you what the ingredients are. I'm like, yeah, it's wax. You know, I don't really know anything about it. So she's really, really good at that. She's excellent at follow-up. By the way, if you're not following up with your customers, you're losing money, a lot of money. So again, she tracks not just our team numbers, but also our team's performance and their promotions. Whenever you have a team and they promote or they're doing amazing, it's really important to encourage them. We do a lot of shout outs with Facebook Live, letting the entire team know, oh my gosh, this person is doing amazing. She's really good with that. She's also really good with keeping up with their promotions. This morning, she contacted one of our ladies and let her know, hey, you're only $282 away from promoting to lead. Me, I'm just happy she's active, you know? So those are, what else has she got? She's $63 away from promoting. See, I don't even know that. She also manages our social media, our team page, our personal pages, our Instagrams, things like this Zoom. If I had to set up this Zoom meeting, it would not have happened because I have no clue how to do this. And to be honest with you, I don't want to know how to do this. So she is excellent at so many things that I'm not. Okay. And then I'm going to share with you what I bring to the table. I can sell anything, especially if it's a product that I believe in and that I enjoy. I can sell it, and I'm not afraid to approach people. I was talking to Andy about men. You know, I like to recruit men on my team. Most Scentsy consultants would never even approach a man about Scentsy. And I would tell you, you're so missing out. You're missing out if you're not trying to sell to men or recruit men to your team. Recruiting, that is my forte. I enjoy it. I was a recruiter in the Army. If I could get somebody to join the Army while there's 2 wars going on, I can get them to join Scentsy, I promise. So that's something I'm really good at. She also does a very good job of recruiting as well.
Or do the relationship side,
right,
and then recruiting. So like right now, sign up, let's go.
I'm a party animal. I love doing parties. I've sat through so many boring parties that when I started doing this, I said, we're never doing a boring party again. And I have the ability to make parties fun, People enjoy them. In fact, most of the time we got to kick people out. They got to go because nobody wants to leave. So I'm really good at the parties. I'm also a motivator. I know my wife so well that when she's kind of getting down or overwhelmed or stressed out, that I can step in and encourage her and build her up. Sometimes just give her a hug, you know, whatever she needs to be able to keep on keeping on. As a man looking into the fragrance world, my mind works a little bit differently than Amanda's or as a woman. So I can come up with some out of the box ideas to maybe promote a new item or to try to recruit people. For example, we went to a bass tournament. Do y'all have bass in Germany? It's fish. Do y'all have bass? No, yes. Oh, y'all don't know. Okay. Anyways, a big old fishing tournament. And we went out there with Scentsy and we sold about $800 at a fishing tournament. So out of the box ideas, also, whenever there's a problem in our business or with a customer, we have two ideas and two ways to go about approaching that problem. This is where Amanda really helps me out because I'm more of a direct guy. I don't like to beat around the bush at all. I say it the way I see it, and sometimes that's just not the best way to go about it because people have feelings and, you know, so we work together for problem solving, but you get two ideas and ways to go versus one. And then I like to think I bring energy as well. So, because sometimes I get so amped up about like this, for example, I was so excited to do this, and this is good for our business. So we both bring such different things to the table. And what that does is it just allows our business to, I guess, be more well-rounded.
One consultant.
Right. Also, there's two of us selling on one account. So where we've had months that we had a $30 paycheck, you know, with both of us out there working, we can get those $2,800 paychecks. We can get those $2,200 paychecks.
Income disclosure.
Yeah, income disclosure, all that good stuff. So it just doubles our capacity. It doubles our amount of time. We're much more efficient, and it has allowed our business to just explode. It also allows me to be able to contact a guy like Sam. You know, I would have never met Sam before and talked to him about Scentsy and the opportunity that it brings to his family. Where Amanda, she would have never had that conversation with someone's husband. I'm able to bring that. So it just helps in a lot of different ways. So that's who we are. But the main thing I want you guys to take from today, and I'm giving it to you up front, and I'm going to reiterate it as we go through these steps, is working with your spouse or your significant other. It offers you a unique opportunity to share your journey, your goals, and your success with the person whom hopefully you love the most. Okay? There is not very many jobs in this world, no matter whether you're in the United States or whether you're in Germany, that gives you the opportunity to be able to do that with the person you love the most. So it's a unique opportunity, and I hope that you guys have the relationships and then the knowledge when this is done that you're able to do that. I was telling Melanie before anybody got on, my number one goal in doing this training with you guys is that hopefully your relationships will become stronger. Because if you can build your relationships and make those strong, nothing can stop you, whether it's Scentsy or whether it's whatever goals you guys have together. So Scentsy offers that unique opportunity to do that. And what's even more wonderful, if you guys ever get to meet Heidi and Orville, you will see exactly what we're learning about today in their relationship. So if we're all ready to go, I'm going to give you the reasons why you should work as a couple. Not only that, if you can work as a couple, but also when you're out recruiting, that you should recruit couples. Even to this day, when I'm talking to somebody about joining Scentsy, I make it a couple thing. And I know in Scentsy that there are some specifically women who love Scentsy and it's their thing. And I understand that. Okay. So I understand that for some of you out there that's your getaway. It's the one thing that you have that's yours. And my encouragement to you is if you're married or you're in a serious relationship, that don't keep that to yourself, because it's so much more rewarding when you both get on board and you're both working together and you're both communicating on a regular basis, because everything just becomes so much better. So getting organized is the first thing. Getting organized gives you as a couple the chance to communicate and ensure that both you and your spouse or significant other are on the same page, not just about your business goals, but about your personal goals. There's two types of people in this world. There's people who live to work, and there's people who work to live. My dad was one of those people who lived to work. And unfortunately, when he dies, most people are going to say he was a good worker. I don't want that in my life. When I die, I want people to say what a great dad I was, what a great husband I was, what a great friend I was. I don't want to spend my whole life working just to live. But unfortunately, that's what most of us do. Scentsy gives us an opportunity to live, to work to live, to be able to go do the things that we've always wanted to do, to be able to experience places and things, and something as simple as food, Scentsy allows us the opportunity to be able to do that. We don't have to work to live. We don't want to, I keep mixing it up.
It's a vehicle to get us to where we want to go.
It's a tool
for us to use to get whatever your dreams are. That's what it is.
So
I was trying to write it for him, y'all. He's not reading my
I mix stuff up every now and then. But so it gives you and your spouse or your significant other the opportunity to get on the same page as far as your personal goals. By the way, personal in a marriage or a relationship doesn't involve just one person. It's both of you. And it also gets your business plan on the same page too. If you don't have a business plan, you should work on one. By the way, if I was to fly into where's somewhere in Germany, Berlin, and I wanted to go to Ansbach, I'm going to get a map because I don't know where I'm going. Our business is the same way. We have to get a map for our business. So if you don't have one of those, you should start working on that. And I know Melanie and Sam would love to help you guys do that. So getting on the same page is a benefit. Being organized, being on the same page, knowing what your goals are personally and business-wise. Getting a map so you know where you're going. By the way, just communicating with each other, knowing what your hopes and your dreams are. When you guys do that, it'll help you both understand each other, and it'll also give you two sets of eyes on your plan to get there. So being in depth as possible with your business plan will help you with your personal goals, and it'll help you define what your mission is and what your milestones are to try to get there. By the way, if you're selling Scentsy and you don't have a reason why, you need to find that, because we should be doing everything we do. There should be a reason that we're doing it. If there's not, we're wasting our time. By the way, time is the only thing on earth that we can't buy, and you can't get it back, and you can't replace it. So be very wise with your time. Working Scentsy together as a couple allows you to continue growing your relationship. I talk to a lot of people and they're like, I don't want to work with my wife. I can't work with my wife. If I'm around her all day, I will pull my hair out and we will get divorced. Okay. Anybody want to shake their head to that? No? Okay. So for me and Amanda, we're kind of, I guess, unique in a lot of ways because we enjoy spending time together. Yeah.
I just want to throw a little encouragement out there to anyone who doesn't have a significant other helping them. Maybe this couple thing isn't something that you're doing right now. And I just want to tell you that there was a time that Daniel absolutely didn't help me, but he also, if I said, let's talk about our hopes and dreams, I'm telling you that right now that he would have laughed at me and been like, you have lost your mind. And so I just want to give a little encouragement there, because eventually one day those things come out because it's the right timing for them, and because somebody sees something maybe they didn't see before, because he couldn't see Scentsy as a business before, as a lifestyle. I mean, like, I'm going to quit my job
Hey,
and do
y'all,
this full
I
time.
never saw Scentsy as a legitimate business until she paid our mortgage one month. And when she told me she was going to pay our mortgage, I was like,
but now
what?
we can talk about hopes and dreams and business plans and all those things, but it wasn't always like that. And I just want to encourage you, if you're doing this by yourself, you can do it, and you need to have hopes and dreams and whys and a business plan. And eventually those things come to play, and they're like, whoa, you're for real. You're serious. Okay, let's do this.
So back to where I was. Working Scentsy as a couple doesn't mean that you're stuck together all day long, every day, in a little bitty space. It doesn't mean that at all. Because we're all made uniquely different and we all bring different skills to the table, it allows for us each as a couple to have our individual roles in the business. Okay. So it doesn't mean you're going to be stuck up each other's butts all day. It doesn't mean that at all. What it means is that as with me working with Amanda, I can relieve some of the burden from her, even if it's just giving the kids a bath. Okay. So, however, Scentsy does give us the opportunity to spend some quality time together, making our plans, talking about our future. That was something we never did. We've been married 17 years, and we had never talked about what the future holds for us. We had never sat down and said, you know what, in 10 years, our kids are going to be grown and gone. What are we going to do? Well, now we have done those things, and now we have goals, places we want to go, things we want to see. Food I want to eat. I like food, y'all. So, we had never done that. And since he gave us the opportunity to do that, it also gives us reasons to communicate with one another regularly. I used to come home from work. I cut hair. Nothing much to talk about when you cut hair. She works government files all day. Not much to talk about, right? Now we always have something to talk about. And it's been so good for our relationship because we don't have those awkward moments of silence. I mean, sometimes those are good, but not all the time. So
sometimes they're really good for me.
Right. So, like, not only does it give us the ability to communicate, to talk to one another, to spend time with one another, but it also gives us the opportunity to encourage one another. Because with my aspect of Scentsy, I may be really excited about something, and she's able to build that up and congratulate me for that. And then sometimes I get let down and I kind of get depressed and I get tired and like, I don't want to do this anymore. And she's really good at coming to me and saying, hey, remember when you accomplished this, you can do this, and help build me up. And I'm able to do the same thing with her. So it gives us the ability to communicate with one another, which is great for your relationship and it's wonderful for your business. If you are looking at working full-time Scentsy with your spouse, which that's our goal. That's what we want to do.
That's happening.
We will definitely have separate working areas, because while I like sitting next to her and she took a bath and she smells really good, if we did this 24 hours a day, she would strangle me. So we're definitely going to have our separate work areas, but we will meet regularly, and, it can still be good. So don't be stuck up each other's butts.
Play off each other's.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting me. I'm sorry.
So for you folks whose spouse or partner works with them right now, can you raise your hand?
Peter and Andy.
Peter and Andy, you guys work together? Not really. Peter's still talking to rocks, isn't he? So,
okay.
All right. Sam, do you really help? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, you can't get me over here, buddy. You're a long way away. So it looks like most of y'all are not working with your other, your partner to do Scentsy. So that's great, because what that means to me is there's so much opportunity for you guys. And I've worked up something with Melanie, kind of like a homework type thing. And there's some questions, and that's going to help you figure out if you want to do that or how to go about doing that. Okay. one advantage of working as a couple is being able to divide our responsibilities. Most of us have kids. Most of us have jobs. Most of us are just busy people. And the reason I know that is because the most successful Scentsy consultants out there are busy people. So working as a couple, we're able to divide responsibilities. She may be doing a training call at 7 o'clock at night. I can put the kids to bed. You know, that's something that she would normally do, but I'm able to help her out with that. Maybe it's me picking up and going and doing a party because she's sick. You know, she doesn't have to cancel that party.
He's actually done that.
Yeah.
Like with a bunch of women who were drinking wine.
Yeah.
They loved it.
Hey,
they were so happy.
Hey guys, men, if you get your husband involved, keep him away from those older women drinking wine. Not good. But they did order like $700 worth of product.
There were only like 4 of them.
And we would have lost out on that if I'd not been able to pick up and do that. So we can share responsibilities, but and it relieves the burden off of you. Okay. So even if it's something as simple as, hey, I've got to do this afternoon. Can you cook dinner? You know, something like that. Also, when it comes to sharing your business with your significant other, there's got to be a final say. Okay. Does that make sense? You know, if you guys are a differing opinion, there's got to be a final say. In our business, it really comes down to Amanda because it's her name on the business. So if you guys are able to start working with your significant other, that's going to be a battle that you guys have to work out amongst each other, is who's got the final say. So just be prepared for that. Make a plan, stick to the plan, and know who is doing what. That's one of my favorite times, sitting with her and saying, hey, this is what our week looks like. This is what I need you to do. She tells me. You know, sometimes it's as simple as I need $250 in sales this week. And bam, I got my job, you know. Or she's like, hey, I got a call tonight. I need you to feed the kids, bathe the kids, put them to bed. Bam, I got it. You know, hey, it's 106 degrees outside and we've got a delivery coming in. I need you to come home, get that box and bring it in the house. Bam, I got it. So being able to do those things, that stuff for 4 years she did on her own. You know, and it's kind of sad to me as the man who loves her and who married her, that I wasn't even aware of all the stress and the amount of work that went into being successful in Scentsy. And I've been able to lift some of that burden off of her, and I'm grateful to do that. So, and also realize that working as a couple, sometimes you just need a few moments of quiet. So if she needs some quiet time, I can grab my girls, we can go to town, we can do those types of things.
And clearly I'm the introvert in this relationship. He loves to talk and he's very extroverted, and I do need quiet time. And after parties and stuff, I have to have I got to get like by myself. I get overwhelmed, right. Overstimulated.
And by the way, so she did this 4 years by herself, and I was hitting on communication a lot right in the beginning. That was our problem. She never communicated to me where I understood that she needed help.
Paid the mortgage.
Right. I mean, she never said, hey, I got this going on. Can you do this? Or can you go try to do this? She never really asked me those types of things. So maybe when you're examining your relationship and saying, is this possible or not? Think back. Have you ever just said, hey, I need your help? Or, hey, I want to increase my sales by 1,000 euros this month. I need your help. That's bullshit. That's funny. So another unique thing working together as a couple. Let's talk about money. Okay. So again, for years, Amanda sold Scentsy. I knew she made a little bit of money. I figure it cost me more than she made, but that was just because I didn't know anything about the business. You know, she would spend that money here and there. Typically when we would go on vacations or stuff, she would pay for stuff with her Scentsy money. But since we've started working together and we've communicated and we know what our goals are and we know what the things that we want to do are, that money looks a lot different now. So instead of going and blowing that money on whatever, we now have things that we want to save that money for so we can go do. For example, we're going to get to see at least Melanie in Cancun. Is Sam going to Cancun? No? Well, we'll see Melanie in Cancun, and we want to save up a little bit of money so when we go to Cancun, if there's something we want to buy or something we want to see
drink.
Or something we want to drink, you know, I hear the margaritas are cheap over there, but I'm not 100% sure. So we have the money to do that. We want to go to Colorado, up to the Big Pikes Peak up there and see that. You know, we're gonna save our Scentsy money to be able to do that. We're talking about maybe we should go to Germany. I've been to Germany like 6 times, by the way.
I haven't been to Germany.
So
I would love to.
You know, there are our whole outlook on money has changed because we're now on the same page, and that has been massive. A year ago, we would have never considered Amanda leaving her job with the state. I mean, it's a government job. She makes good money. She gets a retirement plan. She's got insurance. We would have never have thought about her quitting her job and coming home and being here.
And I love my job. Like, it's a great job.
So just us getting on the same page in the last year has changed the way we look at the Scentsy money. As a couple that's doing business together, we have the opportunity to increase our income because there's 2 of us instead of 1. We also have better control of our income because it's both of us instead of 1. We know what our dreams and what our goals are, so we have a purpose now for the money that we spent. Look, it used to be pay the electric bill, you know, or put gas in the car. You know, that's when we first started, that at some points in times, that's what it was. And now we've grown it to the part where sometimes it's still, hey, let's pay the electric bill with it. But, right, yeah, $600 electric bill. So, anyways, we're able to look at that money and view it differently than we used to. So that's something that as we continue to grow our business, we will continue to keep an eye on. We get excited about payday now, you know, because our business is at the point where we look forward to it. Yeah, it's a significant amount of money.
But when I started, I got
right. And by the way, I want to encourage all of you, and I'm talking US dollars today, and I know you guys are euros, but there were times when we had a $13 paycheck, you know, and then there were times we had a $30 paycheck. There were months where we had no paycheck. And we have been able to grow our business to a point where we're comfortable today, but we still get extremely motivated when we meet people. What's her name? Carol Bishop Howe. We got to meet her and actually talk to her in California at Scentsy Family Reunion. She is a consultant that makes over $30,000 a month, every month. Isn't that crazy? Can you even think those numbers? By the way,
say that to scare you.
Yeah, I don't say that to scare you. And that's our goal, is to one day be Melanie and Sam. They want that too. So being in control of your business and having 2 people working instead of just 1 can help you get there quicker. So money, when you look at relationships, money is a big factor. Okay. It leads to a lot of arguments. Money can lead to divorce. And, you know, in order to have a successful business, you've got to have money. You got to make money to do that. So when 2 of you get on the same page together, it can change the whole dynamic of your money. So, of course, every relationship is different. And I don't want to start any fights between you and your spouses or your partners or anything, but I'm telling you, if you're working a business together and you have your dreams and you know what your goals are and you guys are on the same page, your money will change because everybody in the dynamic will understand what the purpose of it is, and what you want to do with it. So money makes things easier, and Scentsy is a great way to make extra money. If all you're looking to do is make, you know, enough money to pay the electric bill, hey, that's great. You can grow it to pay your mortgage or to pay for that new BMW. By the way, my dream car is a 7 Series BMW. They're like $150,000 over here, and all y'all drive them. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. So I got a Chevy that I'll trade for a BMW if anybody wants to make that happen. But look, it's so rewarding. It's hard to describe how rewarding it is getting to sit next to the love of my life, to travel with the love of my life. We have been places that we would have never have gone, and we've got to experience that together. And I don't feel like a bum that she's dragging along, because I've done my part to help her, to help us get there. And it's so rewarding. So that is really, oh, never mind. Next page. Wow, I did write a lot.
I told him he wrote a book. It's all really good information.
So real quick, I've got 5 of us that I can see your picture on. How many of you have struggled with keeping your business consistent? I know we have. Some months you have this high and you do great, and then the next month you just, okay. Thank you for being honest, Sean. So this is another advantage of being able to work with your partner, okay? Because individually we get worn out, we get tired, life happens. We've got people whose kids are playing ball games like 3 days a night or 3 nights out of the week, and then they got band practice and all this. Life just happens. Being able to work as a couple will allow you to be way more consistent in your business. And the reason being is when you start to communicate with one another, you can hold each other accountable. Or you can see where somebody's struggling and you're able to pick up a little bit more. And what that does is it creates consistency in your business. So your customers are being followed up with. Your parties are not being canceled. Your orders are being put in and delivered because there's 2 of you instead of just 1. Okay? I guarantee you, if I was doing this by myself, my customers would not be happy.
We would put all of the stuff that comes out of the box on a table and tell them to come get it.
Right. And look, I'll take their money real quick, but their product may sit in my house for like weeks. So being able to hold me accountable and say, hey, you need to get this person's order to them today. I'm like, okay, yes, ma'am, I'll do that. And it just allows us to be very consistent. The next thing, let me read through that, make sure I got everything. Oh, by the way, and I hit through this over and over and over again, but working together allows you to have that positive relationship. It makes you more supportive of one another because you're communicating with each other more. I ask her how her day at work is. Sometimes it's horrible, and I'm just listening to her helps her decompress from work. And then the next thing I know, she's good. She's feeling better. So not only can you get consistency, but you're getting that communication with the person who hopefully you love for the rest of your life. You're able to motivate each other, listen to each other, and I put 2 heads are better than 1. Our last name is Head, and so 2 heads are better than 1, anyways. I think this is my last point, and it says utilize a good thing, okay? Part of being a couple in and outside of working together means sharing your thoughts and opinions with one another. You may have the most talented team in Germany, and you probably do, by the way, Melanie. You've built a pretty good team, very good team. But y'all can all be talented and everything, but none of you know each other as well as your spouse or your partner knows you. Okay, that's the truth. They know all those deep, dark secrets you get hidden in the closets. They know your weaknesses. They know your strengths. They know what will make you cry. They know what will make you smile. They know you better than anybody. So put this to an advantage for your business. Use your significant other as a sounding board for your business ideas. If you've got something that you've been thinking of, run it by them. you might be really surprised by what their response is. You know, don't be afraid to ask your spouse or your partner for help. Listen to me, especially ladies, women, listen to me. Do not be afraid to ask him for help. We like to be able to help. It makes us feel strong and manly, and it gives us purpose. Okay, for some of y'all who have been married for a while, sometimes we lose our purpose because y'all are so good at doing everything and making sure everything is done. Ask us for help. You might be very surprised at what you get. Okay? Julia, thumbs up. That is all I have. Amanda has a few things.
I just wanted to tell you guys that there are some people that you can follow with Scentsy also that we follow. I specifically follow. And I do. Can y'all hear me okay? Is that better, Melanie? Yeah? Okay. I do try to look towards people who work with their spouses because that is my unique situation. My spouse does work with me, so I try to learn from other people. I'm always trying to learn from other people. I heard one time when I was reading a book, it says always be learning and growing, because if you're not growing, you're dying. And so that kind of stuck with me, and I'm constantly listening to podcasts. Oh, sorry. Podcasts and books, and I'm constantly doing those things. But on Facebook, and I think they're on Instagram and YouTube now, there is Online Steps to Success.
Bam.
And
all of y'all,
they're amazing in the way they work together. So I would encourage everyone, they do a live every Tuesday night, but you can always go back and watch them later. But they work together, and it's Allison and Brian Dalkey, and we watch them a lot. And also the last thing I want to say is invest time in your family and your spouse, and don't just Scentsy all the time, because it can be extremely destructive. So make sure that you're investing in one another, whether you work with your significant other or not. Make sure you're investing time into what's important to you, and do use Scentsy as your tool to get where you want to go, because that's the most important part. Daniel and I have a retreat that we're going to in October 5th. We're leaving, and it's for us. It's for our marriage. We've been married for almost 18 years, so we are extremely familiar with each other and what, you know, triggers we have and all of that. But we also are aware that we can always grow and be better together. So that's something that we pay attention to. Sundays are family days, no work. That's awesome.
Yeah, so again, when I started this, I told you my hope for all of you, and Amanda, and my hope for all of you is that you can grow your relationship with your spouse or your partner. That, because really, when it all comes down to it, when we're about to leave this world, how much Scentsy we sold doesn't matter. How many trips we went on, it doesn't matter. It's the relationships that we had that matters. I was a medic in the Army. I did 3 tours, 2 in Iraq, 1 in Afghanistan as a medic. And unfortunately, I saw a lot of young, healthy men who were injured or dying, and not a single one of them ever said anything about the work that they had done or the things that they had sold or had accomplished in life. Never a single time. It was always about love. Make sure my wife knows I love her. Make sure my kids know that I love them. Tell my mom and dad that they were amazing to me. It's those relationships that we build in life that are the most important. We actually represent a company that allows us to build our business on relationships. But make sure that your relationship at home is the strongest relationship you have, because it's the most important one. Your kids, they're going to grow up and they're going to move on. They're still going to love you and you're still going to love them, but your significant other is going to be the one that's still there. Okay? We're going to get old, and things that are important to us today aren't going to be so important to us later on. So my hope for you guys as you continue on your Scentsy journey, whether it be director, hopefully star director, superstar director, make sure you maintain that relationship. Make sure you guys are growing together, because when it's all said and done, that's really what is most important. So, by the way, I just want to tell you, if you want to make money with Scentsy, recruit, recruit, recruit. The top 10% of money earners in Scentsy, less than 3% of their paycheck is their personal sales. Did y'all hear that? You need anybody to translate that? Less than 3% of their paycheck every month is on their personal sales. So if you're one of those people that are like me and Amanda, who desire to make that $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, you must grow your team. We met somebody a few months ago. On the first of every month, she sits down with her personal card and she places a $500 order. And she uses the stuff that she orders to give out as prizes to her team. And she waits till the 10th of the next month and she gets $30-something thousand deposited in her account. And it's all from her team. Now, she works her rear end off as a director. I know Melanie works her rear end off as your director, or in some cases, not even your director. You're very blessed to have her. We want to see all of you guys get to that level. By the way, another thing I love about Scentsy is in order for Melanie and Sam to be successful, you have to be successful. So no pyramid scheme involved. If you're unsuccessful, she's unsuccessful. So my hope with you guys today is that you can strengthen those relationships you have at home. And maybe if it's just your husband putting the kids to bed, I think it was Sean who said her husband's already doing that. Julia's husband's already helping her out with that. Or maybe it's your husband will be really good at recruiting. By the way, I happen to be. I bet Sam could kill in recruiting. And Peter, where'd Peter go? There he is. I bet he could recruit somebody. You think, Andy? Think? Maybe? I bet he could. Look, utilize us. Utilize your spouse. Anybody got questions?
We thank you guys for coming and listening to us on your Saturday night.
Come on.
Yeah, Melanie.
Melanie, you got anything?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just want to thank you guys so much. I knew what you was going to say, but now I feel even more motivated. It was nothing new, but it's so good to hear it over and over and over again. And thank you so much for sharing your story. And it's really, really appreciated. And I hope that all of us see each other on some trip, or you guys coming here buying that BMW, whatever it is. But I'm really thankful that you guys did this. Sean, you know, you need to sign up.
Sean's not a consultant? Hey,
Not yet.
Not yet.
I won't do it. Never mind.
No, don't.
I will send you a join link right now.
No.
But I won't. I won't do it. Oh. Hey, Scentsy has been a blessing in our lives. It really has, man. It has been there when things have been extremely tough. It has been wonderful for our marriage. Wonderful for our marriage. Man, I just can't say. Scentsy is a product, okay? It really is. And it's a good product. But it's really this right here that's special. It's what's special about Scentsy. It's the relationships that we get to build with one another. It's the trips that we get to go on, the visitation, you know, just this hour that we've spent together. We would have never have experienced any of you guys without this company. Yeah. Yeah. So anybody have an experience with their spouse or anything that they want to share?
I'm going to stop the recording though.
Yeah. That's
so
not-
that